Well, it happened while I was away, and I was horrified to see it. The John Farnham decision, or Tim Wheatley, his manager's son, deciding to put the Voice, the classic anthem, up there. I was supporting the Voice. I thought I was appalled by that. But not only me, apparently, Liz, I was not the only one to be appalled by this. Apparently, the polls, a poll, an article on Mumbrella says that people are not impressed by that decision.
Indeed, and it was actually quite funny looking at the results of this poll. 34% of no voters said it just solidified the way that they were going to vote anyway. 55% say it hasn't influenced them at all. But what really made me laugh is 66% of undecided voters say it hasn't influenced them either, and they're the ones that you want to go after, while 16% of undecided voters say the commercial left them more confused than ever about what is the Voice, what is it going to do, what is its purpose, etc. and so on.
Well, this is a really interesting point here, because if you dive into the polls and you talk to people who analyse these things and run campaigns, a lot of campaign strategists I've spoken to say the best thing the Yes campaign could do at this point is simply shut up. Because every single time they try and explain this thing more, people say no. And that's because they realize ultimately that this is a dud product. They're not anti-Indigenous people. They're not anti-reconciliation. But they understand instinctively at their core that the product is a flawed one.
Well, James, yet again, you've been looking at my notes and you stole my best line, as usual, mate. As an ex-ad man, I'm putting my notes over here. Liz, you can look at them. I'm not letting James anywhere near them. As an ex-ad man, let me just say categorically, you can't put lipstick on a pig. You cannot. All the best ads in the world will not sell a dodgy product, and the Yes campaign may as well give up now in terms of trying to find advertising that will sell what is really a dodgy product. But James said it better than I did anyway. So
no, but Ron, it's worth understanding, though, why the product doesn't make sense. Because it's a product that doesn't make sense because, you know, at its heart, it's saying that it will do nothing, it will do everything all at the same time. It says it is for reconciliation, and yet it says reconciliation will never happen because it has to be enshrined permanently. There are so many fundamental contradictions, logical things that do not make sense about the Voice, and that's why people of goodwill are saying, we want something good, but this ain't it.
This ain't it. And it's also dodgy, according to a great article by Nyungai Warren Mundine, and others have pointed out the deception goes right back to the naming of it as the Uluru Statement from the Heart. James?
Well, yes, and indeed, look, it is that, you know, and people, I think, also instinctively know, after the whole controversy around Uluru not being allowed to be climbed by Australians, people say, hang on, there's an exclusionary thing that's behind all this. But what's really interesting, too, is that at the Daily Telegraph, my newspaper where I have my day job, we had a reporter, Angira Bharadwaj, go out to Uluru. She said that people were confused about the Voice. This is the Indigenous people who live around Uluru, were confused about the Voice, didn't know about the Voice, didn't, think it was a good idea. And in many cases, our team couldn't even go and speak to people because of a whole permit system that wouldn't allow them to speak to people and go into communities. So that tells you a lot.
It certainly does. But the good news, Liz, which he's probably more of your generation than mine, but there is an American celebrity has come out going, yeah, go the Voice. Which one is it this time?
Not since we heard Shaquille O'Neal stand next to our Prime Minister and say that this was a good idea have we had such a powerful yes backer. This time it's MC Hammer. He's tweeted on X. No, can we even call them tweets anymore? What are they? Now that it's not called, they're what?
Jeets.
Jeets.
Fantastic.
He has jeeted on X that, come on, Australia, get behind this. I'm with you. Repair the breach. Hashtag yes 2023. What then came to light was that he had no idea what he was talking about just hours previous. He'd never heard of the referendum, etc. It had just been brought to his attention and thought he'd weigh in because, you know, Australians love hearing from American superstars that have absolutely no idea what they're talking about as to how and when and why we should amend our constitution.
Sadly, I don't know any MC Hammer songs, so you're spared that fun. Maybe Liz will sing them to us.